marvelous morning, awesome afternoon, and excellent evening wherever you are in the world. This is Carla from Washington, D.C., and Rehan Allahwala's World of Connections. And today, right now, I have the honor of talking to Mehvish Ashiq from Multan, Pakistan. She'll tell us more about it in a moment. And I want to remind you that this show, like all of my shows, is sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization promoting peace one conversation at a time. Mehvish, please introduce yourself.
Hi, Carla, and thank you for having me on your show. Greetings, everyone. This is Mehvish, a computer programming tutorials writer, which comes under the category of technical writing. I'm from Multan, Pakistan, and I actually brought up in Lahore, but recently shifted to Multan. I started my freelancing career in 2017 as a Java programmer, which continued till 2019. In the meanwhile, I got few projects about writing, content writing, and I realized that I'm a bit more comfortable with technical writing. So I switched to writing, and since 2019, I'm writing.
What things are you writing about?
I actually have a computer science background, and I have done in programming like desktop applications. That's why I switched to writing considering similar skills. I write about computer programmings like Python, C, Java, databases in which I write about MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, etc.
Okay. And tell me about your life in general. How long have you been doing computer writing? When did you graduate from school?
I actually started writing in 2019.
Okay. When did you finish school?
I finished my BScs in 2019, February 2019.
Okay. And what made you decide to do? Are you doing computer writing? Can you kind of tell me a little more about that?
Yeah, actually, I basically started from programming, but later on, I decided to switch from programming to writing because I was more comfortable with writing. I write about various programming languages to teach others. Like if someone wants to learn a computer programming, for instance, Python, he or she is learning for data science purpose or any other skill. So I write about that specific programming language. And if someone asks me to write about Java, then I write about that.
Okay, can you tell me a little about the different languages that you do? Because I'm not very well versed in computer programming. What made you decide to go to school for computer programming to begin with?
Yeah, that's the fantastic question. Actually, when I was in matric and we appeared in board exams, then whenever we got to know that our result is out, we got excited and got to know about our marks, about our positions as soon as possible. So we write about our roll number on the paper, go to the shop and give them the roll number and ask them to tell our result. So that thing fascinated me and convinced me to associate myself with computer science field. In that way, I decided to continue with ICS. In ICS Part 2, I got a subject which was Introduction to C Programming. At that time, I got to know about programming, that in this way applications works. So when I was in ICS Part 2, I asked my teacher actually that can I continue with BS in computer science or not? And he said, oh yes, if you put a bit more hard work, you can do it. So that's the reason I continued with BSCS.
What does BSCS stand for? I'm not aware of that term.
BSCS means BS was actually Bachelor in Sciences, but which science? CS means computer science, bachelor's in computer science.
Okay. What is it about computer science that made you want to study that?
As I said that I had ICS, I have done ICS previously, and the relevant degree was BS in computer science. So I want to keep my domains relevant. I didn't want to do like ICS in considering computer science and then continue with BS in mathematics or any other subject. So that's kind of keep everything relevant.
Okay. Were you interested in doing this? Do you have your Facebook page open?
Yeah,
Please,
I have.
please turn it off.
Okay.
Because what's happening is you are echoing, and this is not going correctly.
Is it fine now?
Did you turn it off? Did you close Facebook completely?
Yes, I have closed Facebook. Only Zoom page is open.
Good. Thank you. So, as a child, no, there's a problem. You need to make sure all of Zoom is turned off in your home. All of Facebook is turned off all in your home. You can't have it going while I'm doing this, please.
Please check on your end. Is it working fine now?
There's still, you need to talk for me to know. Do you hear an echo from your side? Do you
Wait a minute.
hear me echoing from your side?
Can I mute when you are talking?
No, that's not going to do it. I asked you a question, yes or no. From your side, do you hear an echo?
No.
Okay. I'm no longer hearing it, so you are fine. As a child, did you want to go into computers? What interests you about computers?
No. As a childhood, I never decided that I'll continue with computer. As I've told earlier that when we were in matric and we go to the shop and ask for the result, and this thing clicked in my mind that how they're working, how they're getting a result accurately, how computer works. So that was the thing, a thing that convinced me to associate myself with computer science field, continued with computer programming.
Okay, let me try. Good. So did you want, there's some weird noise coming from your side. I think we should go off air and begin again because there is something weird coming from your side.
Okay, so should we stop it now?
I really do not want to. Do you have on your computer anything else on?
No, I don't have anything else on. Everything is closed. Only Zoom is open.
This is very strange. Let's just continue. Do you hear any echo at all?
No, I can't hear.
Okay. When did you start working on computers? Did you start as a child? Did you start when you were in school? Did you start when you went into college? Please explain that to me.
I actually got my very first computer when I was in ICS. So that was the time when I
Whoa,
started.
stop for a moment. I don't know what ICS is. Please tell me what it is.
ICS means intermediate in computer science. So
Okay, go on.
that was the time when I got my very first computer. I started using it, but I didn't know what the internet is, what Google is. The Facebook was just a name for me. These were the things that I start using while I was doing my bachelor's.
Okay. When you were in school and were you using a computer when you were in high school? Were you using it? When did you start using a computer?
It was, I think, 2011.
Okay, that doesn't answer my question. Were you in high school? Were you in junior high? Were you in, how old were you?
I was about 19 years old when I was doing my ICS part one, actually.
What
ICS, sorry.
what made you decide to take ICS?
Same question. I think whenever we go to the shop to get to know about our matric board result, the person who took our roll number, enter the roll number, get the mark, and inform about the result. That thing was actually the thing that convinced me to know about computers, how they work, how they operate, how they work behind the scenes. So that was the thing that I continued with the relevant field in intermediate in computer science.
Okay. To decide to go, when did you first begin using a computer? I understand that when you went to college, you began using a computer at home. When did you begin using a computer in school?
In school, I never used it.
So why did you decide to study ICS? I mean, that's a very strange thing that you would decide to do it and never have used a computer.
I explain again. I never used computer in school. Okay. And we appeared a board exam in 9th and 10th. Whenever the result was out, we go to the shop taking roll number, our roll number. We gave the.
Stop for a moment. What do you mean? You went to a shop? I don't
Say, a net cafe. A person who has the.
Wait, let me finish my question. Things are different in Pakistan than they are here. They're different in India than they are here. So I want to go step by step and understand what you are telling me. You told me you went to, and I've been curious about it from the first time you said it. You went to a shop? What do you mean you went to a shop? I don't understand.
Shop means a person who has the computer, who knows how to use internet, who knows how to operate a computer, who knows how to get out a certain information. So we go there, we give a roll number to that person and ask them to inform about our result because it was declared on the website. Okay, so that was the thing I was convinced using using computers. That was the point I decided to search for a field that was related to computer science. And I came to know about ICS, which is Intermediate in Computer Science. I uh, asked my teacher, which is my school principal, and he said that as you haven't studied physics, bio, or chemistry, so you can't take any subject about it. You can continue with statistics, mathematics, and computer science. So that was the major subjects of ICS. Am I able to answer the question?
Wait a moment. So someone told you what you needed to do for a career.
No. Actually,
Yes, someone told you. You didn't. Would you have decided to go into computer science if someone hadn't told you?
point I asked because I haven't anyone at my home who formally went to the school. So I had to consult with my teacher that I want to select a field which is relevant with computer. Okay, because I didn't know that ICS is the degree at intermediate level that is about computer. The name of the degree.
Go on. Go on. I'll ask questions when I'm ready to ask. I want you to finish what you're saying.
I asked my teacher that I want to continue with a degree which is about or associated in one way or the other, is associated with computer science. So he told me that you can continue with ICS if you want to grow up or you want to excel or you want to learn about computers, then ICS is the discipline that you can continue with.
My question is, and I don't understand this because this isn't how I'm brought up, but how did you decide computers? You could have decided to be an artist. What was your drawing thing to go into computers? What were you interested in when you were in school?
When I was in school, I wanted to be a doctor, but I think the school wasn't registered, or I don't know in detail, but our school principal said that we cannot teach medical sciences at school level because all the students in our class were studying arts. So I have to continue with arts. And whenever I saw computer, I search. The thing that made me curious that how they just click once and they got their desired output. They're getting their desired results. So that was the thing which I was curious about. So I asked my teacher that the computers are fascinating me. So I want to learn about computers. I want to continue with a discipline that is relevant with the computer. So he told me that if you want to study computer science, if you want to continue with computer to learn them, so ICS is a discipline that you should study.
Okay, I'm really trying hard to understand this. When you were in school, and I'm sorry if I'm making this difficult for you. I don't mean to. I never heard of this type of thing. When you were in school, did you have an interest at all in computers, or what you wanted to be a doctor? Why couldn't you make that decision? I want to study science.
Because whenever I see someone using computers,
No,
I
answer my first question. Why were you not able to study science, which was your interest? I'm trying to understand the Pakistani system, and I've never heard of what you ended up doing and why before. So I'm interested. I really am interested.
yeah, actually, when I was in school and wanted to continue with medical sciences, I, as all students decide to continue with sciences, when I asked my teacher and I asked my parents to continue with that, our school teacher said that I don't know about the policies at that time, but he said we cannot teach medical sciences in school because I don't know, there would be a policy that the schools have to register with some kind of body to allow the students to study medical sciences. I don't know about that.
Okay,
But
go on. I'll ask when you finish what you're saying.
so when he said that we cannot allow, or if someone study medical sciences, we cannot let them go on our behalf to appear in board exams to say that I am a medical student, I want to appear in medical exams or whatever. So that was the point. I told my father that this is the condition. So what to do now? So my father said, he was a security guard actually at that time. And my father said, so continue with the subjects that the whole class is doing. So I did my metric in arts, but whenever I saw a computer, I became curious about that. Then how they're getting the output, how the applications are being designed, how they work behind the scenes. So these are the points that compelled me to think about how can I associate myself with computer science, because I have no one at my home, no one in my relative who were in computer science domain. So I asked my principal that this is the condition. I want to study a computer science. I want to associate myself with a field which is relevant with computer because I want to study that. So he told me that ICS is a discipline that you can continue with if you want to study computer science. Am I able to answer?
You're doing well. You have to understand our situation is very different. When we go to school because we're, for the most part, because it's something we want to study. In your case, someone's telling you, go for computer science, but you wanted to be a doctor and you couldn't study it. It doesn't make sense to me. Why? I mean, I've had other students come to me who said, I want to be a doctor, but I didn't pass it the first time. So I'm not allowed to be a doctor. And I don't get it because in this country, you just try again. You do it again. Why give up right away?
As one reason is the school's policies, whatever they are. I didn't know about that. But the second condition was that was the only school which was nearer to our house. It was about 3 or 4 kilometers away that we walk every day to reach school. So that was the second concern. My parents told me that you can switch the field because another reason was our school principal said that if you don't study now, if you want to associate with the science field only, your concern is science, okay? So you can study double math stats in intermediate level, or you can do a simple FA, fine arts. So I decided to do arts and then continued with ICS. Because studying arts at that time, considering the school distance from our home, that was the easy for me.
It's so different from what I know. I'm trying to grasp the idea. And I'm having, it's not that you are not answering it correctly. It is the system I don't understand. And I want you to understand that's why I keep on trying to make sense out of it. Just out of curiosity, what kind of doctor did you want to be?
Are you talking about the subjects that I left and continued with ICS?
Yeah.
Or you? Okay.
You wanted to be a doctor before you were told that you needed to become a computer scientist. None of it makes sense to me.
Actually, I wanted to be a medical doctor.
Right, that I get, but I don't understand why you couldn't study that. And you can't explain it because you don't understand it either.
Now I think you are asking me the reason why did I quit medical sciences and continued with computer sciences?
I don't get how a school could tell a student you cannot study something. It doesn't make sense to me, but it's okay. It's your school system.
Yeah, I think that there were some conditions, there were some policies that I didn't know about at that time, because he said that if you will study medical sciences, then we cannot send you to the board on our behalf and you cannot attend those exams. So actually, I and my class fellow decided to do medical sciences, but due to this reason, we decided to let it go and continued with art subjects. That was the reason. And I don't have any idea about what was the policies, what was the rules. And as I have told you that I have no one at my home that were formally graduated or have an idea about different disciplines or different policies. So we have full faith in our principal. And my father actually asked me that what to do now. And he said, if she didn't study medical sciences now, and if she wants to associate herself with science field, then she can continue with double maths stats. The degree would be same. I don't know how is it possible that having different subjects and getting same degree. But later on, when I saw computers, people using them and getting desired outputs and actually doing their work more quickly than manual work. So that was the thing it convinced me to think about that if I couldn't continue with medical science, and computer science is all actually a science. Okay. So I asked the teacher that I didn't continue with medical sciences, but I want to associate myself with science. So what is the specific degree that I continue to learn computer? So at that point, he told me that ICS is the degree to continue with learning computer. Because as I've told you, I didn't have internet, I didn't have computer at that time. So I don't know how to research on the Google. I didn't know about various disciplines at intermediate level. So I have to look for a person who can tell me, at least I tell them my interest, and they can tell me the relevant degree at intermediate level. So that's the point where he guided me about the degree. Actually, that was my interest. I told him that I wanted to associate myself with computer science, but didn't know a specific discipline that is required to learn computer science. So it was the point when he told me that ICS is the thing that you should do.
It boggles my mind that someone told you what you should do and you had no choice but to follow it. And that, I mean, it amazes me because I've never heard of that as being a reality before. In our society and how we teach people, we make the decision based on our interests, not someone telling us. But at the same time, I have heard this before from students who come and speak English. Oh, I'm going to be an electrical engineer, but I have no interest in it. And I don't get it. I'm sorry. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not making fun of you. I hope you know that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying very hard to make sense out of this. If you had a chance to become a doctor now, would you go for it?
At this point, I think it's not possible
Why?
because, yeah, because studying a medical science requires time, requires hard work. And at this point, when my mother left this world back in 12 June 2020, and I have complete responsibility of our home and freelancing. And whenever we write, we have to do some research, okay? That also consumes time. So at this point, I think it would not be a good decision to go back in time, study medical sciences. I would prefer to excel in computer science at this time, at least.
Well, obviously, that's the way you need to go. It just really, really boggles my mind. Do you know what I mean by boggles my mind?
Yeah, I think you are amazed to know that one person wants to be a doctor, but but she hasn't any choice to go with, and she asked someone uh, uh, I think that she asked someone to know about what she should do in future. Am I
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you got it.
As I've told you that I didn't know the school policies at that time. I didn't know much about medical sciences, much about computer sciences as well. Uh, I think that was the lack of information of mine. It could be a reason as well. So I didn't ask again and again. I didn't go for another school. Uh, that could be a reason.
No,
But I think
you're fine what you did. I can't fathom it. But I was sort of in the same position because my father was an orthodontist, And all the kids had to work in the office for a year before going to college. So it's sort of the same thing, but not quite the same thing.
So, what am I supposed to ask? Would you please repeat the question?
I just was explaining to you what I went through. There wasn't a question in that. Are you happy with your decision?
Yeah, I'm happy because I wanted to associate with a science field actually. Okay. When I started my ICS, I went to the school at that time, at very beginning of my ICS. Because my background was Urdu medium, where the classes were in Urdu language, which is our English
Yeah.
language. But when I went to the college, all the teachers were speaking English. And that just blew my mind that what is happening. I never spoke anyone in English. I never heard anyone in English. Now what to do? So I came home. I told my father that all the teachers are speaking English. Now what to do? How can I continue there? Then my father said that everything seems difficult at the beginning, but once you get used to it, that start becoming easy. So it took me almost 3 months to be easy there.
But you did it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You've done quite a bit. It's just hard to understand what you did and how you did it. But it's okay.
If and is good, everything is good, I think.
Is there anything else that you would like our audience to know about you before we close?
Have to talk about myself, but I would suggest the newbies who want to make a decision about their degrees, about freelancing specifically, because I am also a freelancer. I would advise, as my experience, that if you are not getting your desired course or desired discipline in one school, try to look for the other one or try to change the residence temporarily to go to that school which is offering your desired courses. So you can continue your passion, you can continue with your dream. But if there are situations you have to change it, then change it with wholeheartedly and continue with hard work. And if you want to start freelancing, then uh, choose a platform and work on that. I have seen people who just keep on asking questions, never make a profile on any platform, and just curious how to do it, when to do it, how can we get client. But these were when you get these kind of questions repeatedly, you get annoyed, a bit annoyed, because when someone didn't take a single step, then how can you ask a question? At least take a step, at least a step.
Right. You need to take a step before you can run. You need to walk before you can run. And you're absolutely right. And I run into those people too, who, I told you what to do. Oh, but I can't do it. If you don't do it, then I can't help you.
Of course. Believing in yourself is very important.
Right. It's been really nice talking to you. Have you enjoyed yourself here?
Yeah, it's very, very, very honored for me to be on your show.
Well, I feel honored that you would speak with me. And with this, let me remind our viewers that this show is sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization promoting peace one conversation at a time. Can we wave goodbye?
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.